Hello and welcome back. Hope you're good, doing well. So we are having euro dollar update. But before we're going to look at that, if anyone wants to join us for training or trading, just simply go to wave-trader.com. Now let's look at the previous video analysis first, and then we're gonna look at the current one. So we are having some a sound issue on that video, so I'm gonna fix it. So we have that video. So we were expecting euro dollar to drop, so I'm slightly gonna fast forward it. Okay, so we were expecting euro dollar to drop from that top, from 112.50, 112.70. All right, so after hitting that top, so we were using the pound dollar chart as our reference. So on the right side we are having pound dollar chart for reference. So we clearly can see on that chart that the pound dollar dropped very aggressively on inflation numbers. Okay, inflation dropped significantly in the UK. That's what we were expecting to do on a pound. Okay, we got the aggressive drop on the pound, and at that time we can see that the euro was a bit stronger because euro inflation numbers or any other data wasn't released there yet. So euro was setting up for a sell opportunity at that time, right? We got same moves. Euro dollar went up, and we were expecting euro dollar to at least fall up to 50%. Pound dollar still dropping right now, okay, but at that time pound dollar visited the 50% retracement, and yeah, euro dollar was at that top. So there were the opportunities at that top for selling the euro dollar for the downside. So there you can see that the pound dollar was leading ahead and telling us that yes, euro dollar is setting up for a drop up to 50% retracement. Yeah, and there were sell opportunities. So let me fast forward that. And yeah, on the lower time frame we were looking for it to drop or break down. So I'm going to slightly fast forward that.
Put stop loss behind and let the price
there where we were expecting it to.
I will suggest you to
down.
pay attention within these areas, right? So let the price tag those areas if you are not already into that trade for medium term. Basically, the trade on 4-hour time frame, the trade is for medium term. Breakdown and continue to keep pushing more lower. So if it breaks down, all right, then you can get into the trade.
Got a strong breakdown,
and that trade going to be on a bigger time frame, 4-hour time frame. Yeah, this trade is not a trade on this 15-minute time frame. A 15-minute time frame trade,
all right,
or
so that was the previous video when euro dollar was at that top and we were expecting euro dollar to drop. So the recent the previous video was this. So now let's look at this. I'm gonna fast forward that too so that we can look at the updated one. So I'm gonna fast forward that slightly.
What we got on the euro,
sell opportunity at current price.
Imagine a simple tweak to your morning routine that can provide relief from nail fungus.
Alright, so that was the previous video analysis. So let's just simply straight away get to that. So we were expecting this correction to break down.
We were expecting the previous video analysis.
We had that correction, we got a breakout, but we can see that the breakout wasn't so aggressive. Breakout wasn't, strong enough to continue to keep dragging more lower.
To have that sell opportunity, we were expecting some data to disappoint.
It's like you can push more higher back to that high. So you're looking for to hold that high and then break down, or just simply this correction to break down aggressively for more downside. All right, and if it tests that top, you are looking this short-term trade break below and continue. All right, and if I'm gonna pull out for the short-term target, you're looking simply for 127. All right,
yeah,
so there you can see that 127
of this previous impulsive move comes somewhere there.
All right.
That almost has gone. That almost hit the target. If we are
going to see aggressive sell-off, that's what the aggressive sell-off and euro to continue to keep dragging lower all the way up to this low. This is what we're expecting euro to at least go up to 70. That's what I have explained.
Euro dollar can drag up to 170 because
so
we are having
basically this setup is
this week.
Price is setting up for a breakdown ahead of the PMI data. So we are having a PMI data which is going to release on Monday. All right, and this correction is just simply setting up for that breakdown ahead of ahead of that data. So you're looking for this to break down from there or there and continue.
Exactly,
so let's look at that data
from
first.
There after hitting that top.
So if I'm going to look at this, so this is going to be the data which is going to be released on Monday at 8:15.
That's what we were expecting, that data to drop.
Okay, so during these times, you're looking euro dollar to break down. So the trend, we clearly can see that the manufacturing PMI is struggling everywhere in the EU. So in France, in Germany, so manufacturing PMI data is trending downside below 50, right? But services sector is still holding.
In Germany and in France,
services
France is struggling more.
Above 50. In the Germany, in the France, and in the major economy. So services sector is still above 50. But you are looking manufacturing to stay trending and services sector to fall below 50. So if I'm gonna look at this chart, so there we can see that the trend was down. Flash manufacturing PMI data is trending downside. There we can see that the trend since 21, the trend is to the downside. So if we see these numbers are going to fall further below 45.5, all right, and then the next bar is going to be lower than these bars, okay, then we are going to see further sell-off on the euro against the dollar. Okay, so as I said, manufacturing is falling, but services sector, manufacturing is falling, but services sector is still holding. Okay, if I'm gonna, but yeah, in France it has fallen below 50.
So services is still strong,
2023, so it has fallen below 50. So if the next bar is going below this 48, all right, so which I'm anticipating because high rates are biting the manufacturing sector and services sector, they are biting the economy. So we may see significant drop in coming days to months, all right, in coming months, obviously, yeah. So you are expecting this data to be negative and below the last month. So services too. So similar in Germany is slowing down more, sharply than the other countries, so other major economies. So there we can see that manufacturing trend is really sharp. So we broke below 50, and the last month reading was 41. So we may see even below 40 on Monday, yeah. So the service sector is still holding in the Germany. So there we can see that the service PMI sector is still holding. So if service sector fall below these numbers or last month numbers, so the projection is the 53.2. So if this
service trend is
these numbers are going to drop below 50, then we may see significant sell-off on the euro.
Yeah, so still we haven't got a breakdown below 50.
That's for Germany. So
below 50.
This is for the eurozone, all right. So this is for the eurozone, full eurozone. Okay, so we can see that's also trending lower. All right, the data is just trending lower. So below 43.60 going to be good for the breakout which we are looking on the euro dollar. All right, so same goes with the services sector. So services sector in the EU, so basically European economy is based on services. So services sector is strong. So rates are biting services sector as well, but not as we can see that the manufacturing. Okay, manufacturing is more affected by the higher interest rate. So you're expecting these services to fall to, all right. So if they are going below the 50, yeah, going below the projection, going below the 50, that's going to be really good for the euro dollar to just keep dragging lower. Okay, that's the data. That's the data you are looking for. All the real numbers, right? So the actual numbers to be in red territory. All right, so all these numbers to be in red territory. All right, and then you're gonna see a breakout on the euro dollar. Then you're gonna see a breakout on the euro dollar, and once you see that the breakout is coming over there, you're looking it to sell and continue to keep dragging lower, complete the wave. So if I'm gonna pull out pound dollar on it. Okay, so pound dollar is still ahead. There we can see that the pound dollar is still way ahead than the euro dollar. So we may see aggressive drop on euro dollar because of that data, all right? And you are looking for breakout sell opportunity during that, once that data is going to release on Monday. Okay, once you see that, once we get into the trade on breakout, either we're going to get breakout from there or from that top, all right? Just put your stop behind and look for this to continue to keep dragging lower all the way up to 70, okay? So we can see that the euro...
Okay, so that was the previous videos where we were expecting euro dollar to drop and follow the pound dollar. So now that's the current charts, yeah. So if I'm gonna look at the 1 hour, so 1 hour time frame significantly dropped. All right, so we got bad numbers, not just bad PMI numbers, not just in the Europe. We got bad PMI numbers in the UK as well. So we got really bad numbers. Okay, French flash manufacturing dropped below 46 to 44. Services PMI dropped from 48 to 44, 47, and the German manufacturing PMI dropped from 40 to 38. There we can see that the service sector is still strong above 40 expansion phase. We can see that the trend is the previous one 54, forecast was, prediction was 53, and the actual numbers, you know, still above the 50, yeah, below the prediction, but still you know, above 50. So manufacturing dropped significantly, all right. Services also drop. So services sector still strong. So if I'm going to look at these graphs, okay, these graphs, so we can see that the trend is bearish, okay, going towards the March 2020 lows. So March 2020 lows is far away, yeah, we are not, you know, there yet. So can these manufacturing PMIs go to do those numbers? I don't think so, yeah. That was special event, we can say, that when activities completely stopped, world stopped moving. So we got those numbers because of that. So I don't think so we're going to have similar kind of situation right now. So we can expect that kind of drop. So a services sector also dropped in France below 50, yeah, even below prediction numbers. So 47 bad numbers. So if you're going to look at the manufacturing, German manufacturing is worse right now, yeah. So heading towards the 2020 lows. There we can see that the worst situation is happening in German manufacturing PMIs, you know, falling aggressively towards you know, March 2020 lows. So if I'm going to look at exact numbers, somewhere close to these, yeah, so the exact numbers is 34, 35, we can say that. Can, you know, German manufacturing fall to these numbers? Yes, there is possibility, yeah, and highly likely that German manufacturing can contract even below March 2020 lows. The reason is very much simple. Inflation is still high in the Europe, okay, and core inflation is still holding, and ECB looking to raise the interest rate, right, with another 25 basis point, and they're saying that they may raise the interest rate next month, you know, in the next meeting as well. So still policy is still hawkish, which is causing the manufacturing sector to contract, yeah, and there is a lag in the policy. So this data is not going to improve anytime soon. So we may see, you know, more downside, specifically in the German manufacturing, yeah, and German manufacturing can, you know, test that 35, yeah. We are just three points away, all right. So 35, 38, yeah. So it can fall up to that low. So situation is getting worse. So slowdown is significant in the Europe, all right. Slowdown is significant in the Europe, specifically in the Germany. Slowdown in the growth. So services sector is still above the 50, yeah. That's holding the inflation higher, okay. Service sector is still holding the core inflation high in the Europe. So we can see that the manufacturing PMI dropped, right, and service sector is still holding. So we have seen drop in the UK as well, all right. These two services still holding. So there is a possibility that we also gonna see drop in the US as well, okay. US is also slowing down. US economy is also slowing down very aggressively. There we can see that. So point for that, yeah, I'm expecting these numbers to be read today, all right. So drop on those numbers is not going to give us a big move to the downside. Move is already happened on the euro dollar is already dropping, dollar is already gaining. So yeah, so correction is I was expecting that correction to happen, all right. Correction is already underway. The point to note here is that we still got a room, okay, but the drop is simply slowing down, okay. Now pound is simply preparing for Bank of England rate decision next week, okay, and highly likely that Bank of England is going to be very hawkish, which can be a bullish story for the pound. But we are not looking pound to rise before the Fed rate decision. We will look for pound to break up and continue to keep pushing more higher after the Fed rate decision. So still so far we are looking euro dollar to continue to keep falling lower. So if I'm going to look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, we are still haven't tested that 70%, right? On the pound almost tested 61% retracement. So 61% retracement is here at 110. Yeah, so Fed can, drag pound slightly lower like this, okay? And then we may see pound to go back up and break that top because of the Bank of England rate decision. So we are not looking that move yet, all right? But we will prepare for that move. A pound highly likely can price in for that move ahead of Bank of England rate decision. So the ECB rate decision is there. ECB is also looking, to raise the interest rate a bit of, in between. Fed might be a dovish hike, can deliver a dovish hike. ECB can deliver in between, okay, and Bank of England has to be very, very hawkish to bring down the inflation because the inflation is very much high in the UK. So pound may price in for that move for the next week. So is it possibility that the euro to still drag lower? Yes, we will look for euro to just finish its move here during the Fed rate decision, and after the ECB we may see retracement like that or continuation of that previous trend for more upside. We don't have confirmation yet for that move, okay? We don't have confirmation for dollar weaknesses yet. We still can see that the dollar may still get strong for more euro still can fall or dollar still can get strong till we get a decision from Fed. So what we are expecting, right? The point is what we should expect. So the short-term trade which I was talking about in the previous video analysis is just simply trigger the target over there, okay? 127 from there to within these areas, okay? So 127 target is, even it has slightly gone below 127, but you got the move, all right? So you simply got the move, okay? There to there, the move is happened, okay? So the short-term move is just simply happened, target has happened. So what price is doing? Just simply preparing for the US PMI data to be bad, okay? And that's why we are having that correction, this data to be bad. That's what market is expecting right now. What you are looking simply after having that bad, it is correcting simply, all right? So it is correcting, and we may see more push up all the way back within these moving averages, and during the Fed rate decision we will look for this to draw up to this area or slightly more downside up to 618 of this previous move, all right? And yes, still gonna stay bullish on dollar, and this to keep dragging lower all the way up to 70. And yes, that's what you're still looking for this to continue, all right? We don't have any buying opportunity on the euro dollar for upside or on the pound at the moment, all right? After the Fed rate decision, we'll see that either pound is going to price in for the pound Bank of England rate decision. If so, then we will look for pound dollar to break up for upside and break the previous top, but not yet. We don't have any confirmation yet. What we are having, we are just simply having that the euro to just keep following the pound dollar, okay? If I'm going to pull out, yeah, we are still ahead on pound. Okay, pound is still ahead on the euro. So pound drop is slowing down, okay, and euro dollar drop is also slowing down. So a couple of more downside moves we may see on the euro dollar like that. How far these goes? Our first target going to be 61% of this previous, bullish move, retracement of that bullish move up to 61.8%. Were you paying attention? Again, yeah, 30-minute time frame moving averages, okay? Price to stay below those 30-minute time frame moving averages. If I'm going to pull out there, okay, hold those areas, all right? Push more higher, hold those areas or this previous top, and another leg lower back to this and continuation to the downside. So thank you. Hope that makes sense.